main topic today is fear, particularly around starting an online business. Now, money is an inevitable byproduct of that fear, so we're going to talk about that too, don't you worry. Hello everyone, welcome back. For those of you who are not new here, and for those of you who are, my name is Gabriela Toro. I am a career coach. I teach people how to begin online businesses, so I really deal with this money mindset issue and overall fear around starting a business a lot. And I want to make this video very simple, very tangible, and very not motivating, but geared towards action, because that's really the only cure to fear. It's really taking action. So I'm going to be reframing a couple of things for you and making you feel more comfortable around the area of fear. So by definition, fear is the unpleasant feeling triggered by the perception of danger. Now that's the key word, perception. Now 90% of the time, I'm making this percentage off, but you get the point. A lot of the time, the danger is imagined and exaggerated to an unreasonable reality. This imagined reality is exactly the reason why we don't take action and stay stuck in this vicious cycle of what if. So to recap, we want to do something that scares us, but the perception of thinking about doing the thing makes us create this fictitious story, which makes us not do it at all. Now, to sugarcoat these lack of actions, we bring up very, very well-crafted excuses. So here's an example I get all the time, and I'm taking real life examples because I actually did a poll recently on my Instagram to market research about this topic. A common fear that people have regarding starting an online business is that they don't want to show face on camera to showcase or market their services. Now, there's three factors here: the story, the fear, and the excuse. So in this case, the story is a feeling that you're going to experience when you're ready. That's a story that you're telling yourself. I'm going to feel ready. One of these days, the feeling's going to come in and I'm going to be ready to show up on camera. That's the story we tell ourselves. The excuse is that you don't feel confident yet. Now, the underlying fear, the actual fear of all these little sugarcoat, well-crafted excuses is that you're scared of judgment and being embarrassed. Another example. It's not a good time to invest. Now, what's the story? I don't have enough money right now. The excuse? It's not a good time to invest. The time is not right. The fear, the actual fear, is failure or overcommitment. All this to say that at the end, we're all terrified of the same thing: rejection, failure, and success. If you feel called to, you can share your story, fear, or excuse down in the comments. You'd be surprised the amount of people that are going through something like you are, which sometimes we feel like it's nonsensical, but you're not alone. Okay, Gabby, but what do I do with this fear? To know and not to do is not to know. One of my favorite quotes. Even if you know that you are fearful of something, if you don't do anything about it, you really don't know what you're truly scared of. You don't understand it. It's not something that you've been able to verbalize or make tangible yet. Now, the painful truth is that there is no cure to fear. The only cure to fear is action, is showing yourself that the story you're creating in your mind is not true. And the only way you can do that is to show yourself, actually do the thing that scares you, and there prove yourself that it's not really that hard. And I'm absolutely sure you've gone through this before. You've done something that was terrifying to you, yet again, you actually realized that it wasn't a big deal, that you were making it this huge novella story in your mind, but it really wasn't a big deal. So to bring it back to that example of that you're not ready to show face on camera, you're going to have to do it to be able to show your face, to be able to show yourself that, and your face, that you are ready, that it's actually not as terrifying as you think, and that yes, it not might be perfect in the beginning, but you are definitely ready to do it now. Maybe don't post unintentionally on Instagram all of a sudden or on TikTok. Take your time to go slow, to do this right and intentionally. Maybe start by showing face for your business and hosting numerous free discovery calls with potential clients so you can start getting comfortable verbalizing what your services are about, and therefore it be easier for you to market it online. Or even easier, book a clarity call with me, practice with me. Let's talk about these fears, because if you're not ready to talk about the fears and to verbalize what your business is about and where you need help, there's really no room for improvement. Nothing changes if nothing changes. So my link is down below. I got you. Another important thing to note is that the goal is not to erase fear completely. Fear is actually necessary, and it's something that we actually crave. Imagine living in a world where you knew exactly what was going to happen tomorrow, the next day, and even how you were going to die. There was no uncertainty whatsoever, and there was nothing to fear because you knew exactly what was going to happen with any possible circumstance. How boring would that be? There would be no life purpose, no reason for you to work, no reason for you to do things and for things to be exciting. So uncertainty is necessary, but just like everything else, with a balance. Now, I like to achieve this balance by imagining fear as like a co-pilot. They're sitting in the car, the same car as me, which is in this case my life, and I'm driving the car. I'm in the pilot seat. I'm making the rules, I'm taking action, I'm going wherever I want, but I can see fear sitting there doing its thing, and I acknowledge it, and it makes things exciting for me, and it makes things worthy for me, but I'm not going to see it as an enemy. I'm going to see it as the uncertainty that I need to thrive and to live purposefully. Now, how does money play such a huge role when it comes to fear? Well, money is not something that we've actually mastered. Financial literacy was never taught in our homes, in our high school or schools, or even college. Loans, though, those are accessible. Consequently, we developed very bad habits around this. Some symptoms that you might be experiencing if you lack financial literacy would be linking money with trouble, or worrying when things go too well, hoarding your money, hanging out with people that fail at money, and even consequently capping your income. Fear is present in all those scenarios. It is the reason why we behave negatively towards it and create bad habits around it. Your relationship with your money is the same thing as your relationship with people, with your community, with the peers around you. If you don't treat them well, they will not stick around. You won't have friends and you feel very, very lonely. It's the same thing with money. If you do not treat money positively, the same thing happens. So treating money positively and behaving well towards it in a healthy way and in an abundant way, not with that lack scarcity mentality, the same will come back. That's in terms of mindset, obviously, which makes you behave differently, but there are things that you're going to have to do. Now, some action steps that can get you to that money healing journey would be like making the decision to become financially literate and successful. Have that be a possibility for you, whether that is interviewing successful people so you can hear their story, or hanging out and try to be friends with people that align with the same values you have around money. Define your meaning of financial success. When I first got started with coaching, I thought I wanted billions of dollars in my bank account, and that actually was success for me. But now I realize that I am super happy and feel very successful financially if I'm living in a school bus mobile home with my cat, my boyfriend, and traveling the world full-time, helping people heal their journey with money and therefore create online businesses. That is my ultimate goal, and I feel very, very successful. Obviously, having a little extra cash to be able to fund my meaning of bliss and success, but it really doesn't take a lot of billions of dollars like I thought it would. Also, express gratitude. Money has always shown up for you. Think about the coffee you had this morning. Even if your bank account doesn't reflect the exact amount you want, you were able to eat, you were able to shower, put on some clothes, and really experience the money that you do have that has shown up for you. Don't dwell on past mistakes. I understand it's hard, particularly if you're in a negative environment right now that you put yourself in, but to become financially literate, you have to feel gratitude and therefore forgive all the past mistakes that you might have made. So take action and be responsible. Also, get help. You don't have to do this on your own. So if you need help, I'm here. All my links are down below. And I really hope that this video gave you a sneak peek of another lens that you can look through when it comes to money and fear. See you next time.